Think of bodybuilders in their prime. Huge muscles, crazy dedication, and that drive to be the best. But when the spotlight dims and they step off the stage, what happens next? Today, we're talking about those bodybuilding legends, how they looked at the top of their game and how life's treated them since. Some are still at it, while others are bearing the consequences. Let's see who stayed a beast and who, let's just say, didn't age too well. Starting with Tom Prince, who sadly passed away in 2022. Back in his prime, Tom was a total beast, massive, shredded, and an absolute showstopper on stage. He had a physique that screamed dominance, making him a name everyone in bodybuilding respected and admired. But life doesn't always play fair. Health problems, including kidney failure, forced him to leave the spotlight. The man who once defined massive started losing all those hard-earned gains. It was shocking to see someone so big become almost unrecognizable. After stepping away, Tom didn't just give up, he switched gears and, along with his wife, built a successful property management business. Still, the fight wasn't over. Cancer came knocking, and on February 5, 2022, Tom passed away at just 53. Now at 9, we have Roelly Winklaar, or famously called The Beast, is a bodybuilder known for rocking some of the sickest arms in the game. His achievements speak for themselves as he dominated plenty of stages. But the dream run came to a halt in 2021. A nagging shoulder injury forced Roelly to step away from competing. He went from looking like this to this. And it was probably health issues that made him cut back on PEDs, overeating, and maybe even synthol. Maybe he realized the Olympia title wasn't in the cards and decided it wasn't worth risking his life. After all, we've seen what happened to Dallas McCarver, Sean Roden, and, just recently, Cedric McMillan. It's a harsh reality of the sport. But really, he's still a beast. Even now, Roelly keeps up with training and stays impressively jacked. His arms are still in the greatest of all time conversation.
Biggest man in the contest tonight.
It's a dream come true for me because now I stay with the best bodybuilders of the world.
To be there and always be the biggest guy and the most freaky guy on stage.
From Frankfurt, Germany, please welcome competitor number 6, Markus Rühl.
Markus Rühl.
The judges actually told him he wasn't big enough. And I don't know what they were looking at, but he is the biggest man here tonight.
Speaking of legends who retired, let's talk about Markus Rühl, the German powerhouse who ruled the early 2000s. This dude was a walking tank, known for his insane size, especially his boulder shoulders and massive chest. At around 287 lbs, his name alone sent chills through his competitors. Honestly, can you even imagine walking around that size? Rühl wasn't about aesthetics. He was the king of mass monsters. His size was so wild that even with no signs of Palumboism, he looked like he was built in a lab. Markus Rühl retired from professional bodybuilding around 2008 after the ANOC Classics competition, citing a chest injury as the reason for his decision to step away from competition.
Hi guys, I'm sure you hear that I'm retired from the professional bodybuilding stage.
Even now, at 52, Markus is still huge, like ridiculously huge. And yeah, that HGH might have gifted him a bigger nose, but the man's still winning. He's got a smoking hot young wife and a career as a fitness influencer and entrepreneur. At No. 7, we have straight up one of the most consistent bodybuilders ever. This guy's physique is the definition of balance, probably the best you'll see in the last 25-30 years of bodybuilding. Sure, if we're nitpicking, he's not the tallest, but when it comes to overall symmetry, he's a beast. Honestly, more bodybuilders should take notes from Dexter, focusing on a clean, balanced look instead of just chasing size and shredding like crazy. Nobody will ever match what this man did. But let's not forget his prime. That was on another level. He was a total machine. Fast forward to now, though, and after years of pushing his body to the limit, his gains aren't what they once were. Injuries have definitely taken their toll, and while he still looks great, it's clear that age and all that wear and tear have slowed him down. Now, let's talk about Gunter Schlierkamp. If you ever wanted to see a bodybuilder with crazy muscles and proportions, this guy was the real deal. At 6'1", he was a giant, and in 2002, he pulled off the unthinkable by beating Ronnie Coleman, who was dominating at the time. Gunter wasn't just known for his size, he had that nickname Gentle Giant for a reason. He was a beast on stage, but off it, he was all about positive vibes with one of the best smiles in bodybuilding. He came from Germany and built up one of the best physiques of his era. But like many legends, Gunter's prime didn't last forever. He retired in 2006, with his last show seeing him land a still solid 10th place. He didn't announce his retirement big time, but he made it clear he was done. Unlike some who might have tried to make a comeback, Gunter moved on. Today, he's living a different kind of life, running Bionic Body, a holistic gym with his wife Kim Lyons in Hermosa Beach, California. He still looks great and stays in shape, but it's obvious his competition days are behind him. Next up, we've got Paul Dillet, arguably one of the biggest bodybuilders to ever step on stage. This guy was an absolute mass monster from the 90s, competing all the way until 2006. He was an accomplished bodybuilder too. He placed 6th at the Olympia, 4th at the Arnold Classic, and 4th at the Ironman. Standing 6'2" and weighing around 330 lbs in the off-season, dropping to roughly 285 lbs on stage, Paul was a sight to behold. He was huge, and when he stepped on stage, it was clear he was a beast. But like a lot of top bodybuilders, Paul had a couple of issues during his career. His posing was shaky at times, and his conditioning wasn't always on point. He even had a health scare in 1994 at the Arnold Classic, where he had to be carried off stage due to dehydration and cramping. That wasn't what led to his retirement, though. He kept competing for another decade, and it wasn't until 2006 that he finally hung it up. After retiring, Paul didn't just fade into the background. He started his own bodybuilding organization, the WPBF, World Beauty Fitness and Fashion Competition. As a promoter, it seemed like he stepped away from the hardcore bodybuilding life and became just another regular guy. And honestly, that shift led to one of the most dramatic transformations post-retirement. Even though his body didn't change due to health issues, the difference between his mass monster days and now is wild to see. Kevin Levrone, an absolute legend in the bodybuilding world, was known for his intense workouts and perfect symmetry. He earned the nickname the Uncrowned King because despite never winning the Mr. Olympia title, he came close, twice even. His prime physique was insane, and he was a constant threat in competitions. But after retiring from the stage in 2018, Kevin didn't just disappear. Instead, he switched gears and dove into tennis and golf, proving he's got more than one passion. On top of that, he even hit Hollywood, acting in films like Backlash, 2005, and Redline, 2007. Plus, he showed up in several bodybuilding documentaries. But let's talk about his transformation. Back in his prime, Kevin was the definition of shredded, with crazy muscle mass and that perfect balance of size and definition. Now, well, like most of us, age and years of wear and tear have slowed him down a bit. His gains aren't what they used to be, and it's obvious the years of heavy lifting and a few injuries have caught up with him. Still, the guy's staying active and in shape, just not at the level he was when he was tearing it up on the Olympia stage. Even the best have to adapt over time. At number 3, we got Jay Cutler, the OG bodybuilder. In his prime, he was a beast, winning Mr. Olympia 4 times and flexing insane mass and symmetry. His rivalry with Ronnie Coleman was legendary. Even though Jay hasn't competed since 2013, when he took 6th at his last Mr. Olympia, he stayed in shape and still shares workout tips on social media. In 2022, a photo of him with fitness influencer Lex Little had fans wondering if a comeback was in the works. But Cutler quickly shut down those rumors in a YouTube video, saying he's not training for a Masters Olympia return. Jay celebrated his 50th birthday by showcasing an incredible transformation, proving age is just a number for him. He even joked about being conned into posing, but hey, at 51, he still looks ripped with serious muscle mass. Comeback or not, Cutler's still got it. Now we have got everybody's fav. Nicknamed the Austrian Oak, Arnold didn't just dominate bodybuilding. He made it mainstream. With 7 Mr. Olympia wins and 14 world titles, he set lots of records and became everybody's favorite.
That I used for dumbbell presses, barely could do that with 100 pounds. And he would do ladder races. I mean, it's just crazy strength.
After retiring in 1980, Arnold's focus shifted to acting, business, and even politics, but he never completely left the gym. Sure, his muscle mass isn't what it used to be, but he's still in great shape for his age. Now at number 1, we have Ronnie Coleman, the man whose name is etched in bodybuilding history. Ronnie, considered one of the greatest of all time, took home the Mr. Olympia title 8 times in a row, which is an insane achievement by any standard. His relentless work ethic and insane heavy lifting routines made him a household name, but it came with serious consequences. Ronnie's body paid the price for all those years of lifting, and his back injury became so bad that it almost cost him everything. Despite this, he refused to quit, even after retiring in 2007. Following a 4th-place finish in the Mr. Olympia competition, he didn't slow down.
So 13 of those, huh? Now
well, no.
13 surgeries.
Eight back, like 2 or 3 hip, 2 or 3 neck.
And did this all like happen all at once, where it's like it felt like everything was falling apart, or was it like you get a surgery and then you're better for a little while and then you hurt something else?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But after 13 surgeries and years of heavy lifting, Ronnie's body had taken such a toll that he's now confined to a wheelchair. It all happened because Ronnie loved to lift extremely heavy weights and probably lifted too heavy for too long without a significant break. Gradually over time, this started to destroy his soft tissues, joints, spine, hips, etc. In 2025, Ronnie Coleman is still killing it, going country to country promoting his supplement brand and staying active with workouts alongside young talents. He's constantly dropping workout videos, reacting to podcasts, and keeping up with YouTube. Ronnie's living his life to the fullest, and we're here for it. The man has nothing left to prove. He's out here inspiring millions. Ronnie is truly the greatest bodybuilder of all time, and for many, the all-time favorite. These transformations show that even legends face the test of time. But no matter where they are now, their impact on bodybuilding will never fade. Keep grinding, and who knows, maybe one day, your transformation will be just as legendary.